Good day, people. We're here for a Q&A Sunday with Christopher, aka Beaver Fleming. I'll be your host, Graham, aka G Money, aka G Cash, aka G Cash with not so much money. Call me whatever you like, but we're gonna get to the questions. And just to let y'all know, we are in my one-bedroom apartment, bachelor. We're in Rocky Top. As you can see, this little accent piece. It's about all I have. Obviously, I have a blank wall, but we're gonna ask questions here in beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee. So let's get to the questions.
Woo! What is happening? Graham Rowan.
How you feeling?
We're doing this little Q&A. I put it on my Instagram yesterday, so we've got a few questions that rolled in, and then he's also going to give me a couple audibles on the go. Should we just dive right in?
Yeah, we're just going to crank it off. First question, what was your first skateboard? I'm going to add to this. Also, what was your first trick on a skateboard?
So my first skateboard, my brother had a board, and I got into skating through watching the Tony Hawk video game, him playing Pro Skater 2. Wouldn't let me play for the first bit. Once I did get to play it, he was gone for the weekend and I got to get on the sticks. I got psyched out of my mind and was like, I wonder if skating's that much fun. Remember, he got a board for Christmas, took it out and went rolling around, and then a neighbor gave me a board. I think it was actually one of the old brands. You remember Kareem Campbell on that game?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I played with him on Tony
Stars
was the
yeah.
City Stars was the board that he had, and I think it was one of those, which is pretty funny.
Nice. I used to shred with him on Venice Beach. Yeah.
But the first pro board I got was a brand called Media. It was baby blue with a rhino on it. And the rhino theory, keep pushing until something happens.
Right. Good segue. All right. What was your first trick? I don't think...
Oh, my first trick on a board. Actually, the craziest thing was the first time I ever stepped on a skateboard, I went out and did a board slide on the curb. I don't know why, but it just worked.
Was it waxed?
No.
Huh.
Yeah.
Skill.
But we still cruised along.
Natural talent.
Not a far board slide, but just a little...
I can't even manual,
hey,
so...
You just haven't yet.
Yeah. I guess balance, gravity, whatever. Moving on, numero dos. What will your first trick be when you get back on the board? When you're fine and healthy again with the knee?
That's a good question. I've been off the board over 2 months now, which is insane. Longer than I've ever been. Even when I broke my foot, you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I was skating in the boot.
Basketball. Trying to dunk
you
a basketball.
You carried me up that hill.
9-foot goal. Beaver goes up to dunk a basketball, comes down wrong, and breaks his foot.
But we went to the skate park like a week later in the boot. It was super funny, and so...
Yeah, we went, he skated. I just kind of chill at the skate park, just for the record. Yeah.
Back to the question.
Absolutely.
First trick back. I've been thinking about it. Honestly, I don't know. I think vert will be better for me because I won't have to do all the torquing and the running. So I'll probably drop in a vert ramp, do a backside air. You can bet I'll film my first run to let you guys know what it is, but it'll probably be just dropping into a half pipe or a bowl, maybe like a 50-50 on the bowl. Like nothing crazy. I mean, it'd be cool to just, throw a McTwist out for the first, like just drop straight into it.
That would be cool.
But absolutely. I think, it's like anything you learn. You got to I'm going to have to relearn some stuff, which will be a cool experience.
Right. You got to crawl before you run or whatever, is that what they say?
Yeah, crawl before you walk, something like that.
Walk. Question 3, will you be coming to Woodward this summer?
Absolutely. I'll be hanging out at Woodward West right as I get my knee kind of healed up, getting back on the board. There's no better place to kind of train for action sports than there, so I'll be definitely between Woodward West and also hoping to get to Woodward, Pennsylvania as well. Nice.
I hear, I mean, all I hear are stories. I've never been, but I hear it's pretty sweet.
It's
at
pretty
both
good
places,
time.
East and West, so that's good. What was it like to be under anesthesia?
Honestly, I tried to be awake during this surgery, but going under anesthesia is pretty crazy. You just get the IV in and you feel normal. The first they're just pumping you with hydration, just water and saline, and then they put that in and you just kind of go to a totally different place and you start speaking kind of gibber, like you don't even know what it's just kind of like, it just relaxes your muscles and your mind so much that you fall into that deep state of sleep eventually. I've never been drunk, but I heard it's like being drunk when you're on it. And
I've only been, a couple times, so.
But anyway, long story long, when I woke up, I don't even remember this, but I kept FaceTiming different people, but like the first thing I said was one of my motivational quotes was, every second you are alive, you should feel alive. Under the anesthesia, so I'm like, every second you are. It's hilarious. I'm so pumped that even in that unconscious state, I was able to say something like that.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Well, moving on. Would you ever come back to Australia on holiday? People in America, that means vacation. Would you ever go back to Australia on vacation?
100%. I'm actually going back there later this year. Not for vacation, but we'll probably add an extra couple bonus days, and go just enjoy. Anytime you go to Australia, even if it's for a job, skateboarding, it's vacation 100%. You've been out to Australia.
I have, and it was glorious. I was there for 2.5 weeks, and Had the best time of my life. I always recommend it to people that ask me. So if you ever have a chance, again, go.
You think you'll ever go back?
Yeah, if the time is right, you know, if I find another good trip like that, I don't think I'd go on my own.
Right.
But yeah, I'd like to.
What about Norway?
No, I'd love to go to Scandinavia in any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Be a Viking
Norway,
for a day.
Sweden, right. Yeah, the show. I love the show and just the history behind it. I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, obviously they were heathens and, you know, tore stuff apart. The history of it's pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What inspired you to start skating? Did you kind of answer that already?
I think we already hit that a little bit, yeah. Yeah, the pro skater game, that's what got me into
exactly.
it.
Next question here, how do you handle the tension between what you do vocationally and what you do in ministry?
I think it's kind of one of those things that, I don't remember who said the quote, but one of the quotes was, I preach the gospel every day and when necessary I use words. And so I think it's just in everything I try and do is just really shine the light and recognize and be thankful for what God's done in my life and share that with others and ultimately making the best of what gifts I've been given and trying to really pursue those with a passion to help inspire other people. Like that's my biggest vision is I've already gone beyond my wildest dreams. Like from where we were in high school, you know,
Right,
you're
right.
like, oh, this kid just skates, whatever. But now it's like, I've gone all over the world and stuff. And I just want to inspire others like, hey, you can really do something incredible if you work hard, stay diligent and focused and just have a clear vision and just good direction to it. Like you can really achieve anything you can think of in your mind or what has been placed in your life for you to accomplish.
Absolutely. It's a great message.
There's a calling on everyone's life and it's just, are you willing to put the time, the effort, and the steps to make it so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, next question here asks,
Let's see it. I'll read it.
Yeah.
Throughout the injury until the recovery process, you have been a source of motivation. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you think about the entire experience, what are things you've learned, though you're sharing it often, if there's anything you haven't mentioned yet? That's actually a really deep and good question.
So deep, I had to get him to read it.
I think, honestly, and I really appreciate everyone that thinks or has been inspired or motivated. All the messages have been so encouraging to me as I'm going through it. Maybe not feel alone on this journey, but I think the biggest thing I've learned during this time is patience, which is weird, you know? I mean, I was going full throttle for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, an injury like an ACL is no joke and can keep people out of sports for 6 to 8 months. It's literally, I mean, in sporting, it's ended careers, it's done a lot of different stuff. And so it's just taught me to be at peace and trusting the process and trust that everything does happen for a reason, finding the purpose in it. You know, I mentioned in one video, and I think it's a really cool idea that we do not live in a perfect world, but we do live in a world where we're able to find beauty in every single moment if you're really willing to look for it. You know, it's okay that everything is not perfect. I mean, if it was, where would the true passion and joy of that be? But once we're able to endure different things, I think that's the whole thing. And just being at peace and looking for it in that moment and just trusting that you're right where you need to be at any given point.
Cool. Sounds great.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If you could inspire the people, just a couple sentences, what do you think like the most important thing you've learned in your life is?
For me, and this may not be inspiring in some sense, but I always take value in just stopping to think. It's good to think in different scenarios and to think and be aware, I think is the point I'm trying to make. You always want to be aware of everything that's going on. You always want to think before you do anything.
Be conscious of your actions and your words.
Yeah, exactly. So may not be as inspiring, but I feel like that's the most important message that I can send. Always be aware, not necessarily just aware of your surroundings or anything of that nature, aware that what you'll do in certain scenarios and how you'll move forward and how you'll progress in life. You always got to be aware of your path and how you're going to take it. It's going to take some bumpy roads, but you know, it's always going to be there and you're always going to mentally be prepared for it.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right.
That's deep. That's intricate and inspiring.
Absolutely.
Because how many times a day do you go through doing stuff but not even recognizing? So just to take the time to be in the moment, reflect, and make a proper decision.
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for sharing the questions. It was fun to do this little interview and be hosted by the one, the only G Money, Graham Rowan.
Yeah, one of few. Yeah.
One of few. Instagram Rowan, if you were wondering.
Instagram Rowan. If you want to follow me, it's cool if you don't.
You post great stuff.
Yeah, I haven't posted in a while though.
Thank you guys again so much. It means a lot. Let us know if you have any other questions, what you thought of the video, and if there was anything inspiring, like awareness, like this dude touched on. Share it with someone. Encourage. That's what it's all about. Use what you have and learn to inspire and encourage others. That's how life grows.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to thank you for having me on. For one, it's been great. I always like hosting these type of things, even if it is just for jokes. Thank you from Knoxville, Tennessee, and hope y'all have a great night, great day, great weekend. Either way, keep it moving.